Hello. So, I'm going to be wearing gloves making these treats because I got like little cuts everywhere on my hand and I don't want any bacteria to spread into their treats. So, it's going to look weird, but that's what's happening. Hey Jess, welcome in, Mickey. So I did jump ahead a little bit on the preparation part, and I've already got the main base of it ground up. No worries. But yeah, so I've already got, I used their, some of the leftover pellets from the boys. I ground that up, and then I refreshened their big main container because I got lots of pellets for the boys. But yeah, we're going to use pellet dust. It'll make it easier for binding. We are going to have a banana mashed in there because this needs to be used up. Not the peel, but the banana. I'm also going to be using a couple of peppers because I know most of the girls love the taste of peppers in their treat. We got some carrots that we're going to grind up as well, and 2 apples. So very interesting combination. So this is my magic bullet. I have not been able to get a new blender yet, so it may be a little bit loud. I can mute it for that duration though. But I'm going to take the stems off. And I've got my dehydrator right there. I should probably get that part ready and set up as well. Oh, I don't have... Go away. Sorry. I've got a certain collection agency that continues to call me. Okay, wait. No. Humbug is... Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you regarding Humbug. The video you tagged me in, it was very triggering, and it reminded me of my girl Lucy last year in January when she was literally in the process of passing away. Now, I am definitely not a vet. I am not an experienced, licensed person to be giving medical advice or anything. So I give you my personal opinion. I'm glad that Humbug will have a vet appointment on Sunday. I do hope the best for your guinea pig, and I hope that my personal opinion that I commented on your video with is incorrect. I don't like being right when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I have to put that disclaimer out there for everyone. I am not a vet or any of that. So if you ask me my opinion on a sick guinea pig, I will give you my opinion, but that's as far as it can go. That being said, let's get some of this going. The banana is going to be very easy to mush up with my hands. Okay, I don't want to overfill it, but I am going to have to put some water in there to help get it easier. What I actually should do... No, I'm going to need that bowl for their veggies. Because I want to make some that are just like apple and banana, and then some that are like the pepper and carrot kind of thing. So I'm going to divide up some of this powder stuff. There. You can do like half and half, or however that ends up turning out to be. But I'm going to mute the live for a moment while I get the blender on. It eventually ground up. Now we're gonna pour it into this mixture here. Or actually, you know what? We're gonna grind up the last little piece of the 3 carrot. And then we'll just do like apple and banana as the second flavoring. To mute it again. There we go. The only reason I didn't cut up the peppers is because they were small mini peppers, but normally I would have. Now, as you can see, it didn't fully grind up all of the carrot, but that's okay. Some of the biscuits can end up having chunks of it, and they'll eat it anyway. Not a big deal. So next we need to have my cutting board to try and keep my counter a little bit less messy. And I've got a little star-shaped cookie cutter. And come on, where are you? Spoon to help me mix it. I'm gonna try and lower that a little bit. Then you can kind of see what I'm doing. So we're just gonna kind of mix it all together. We may end up having to add a bit more water in, and that's fine. I know some people, they make their treats to sell, so they won't give out their recipe, but I don't sell my treats. I believe in helping other guinea pig owners learn how to make their own treats if they have the time to do it, and it helps save them money. And not only that, but you know what ingredients you're putting in to the treats that you're serving your animals. Oh, I know if it's smaller pieces, it'll be easier to grind. I know. I'm just kind of stubborn. Like, I had just done my dishes before starting the live and all that. And I don't really want to have too many more dishes to do. So, the consistency you're looking for is to be kind of almost like a cookie dough. And you're just going to kind of smush it. Some people use a rolling pin to roll it out. I don't bother. And then I just cut the shapes. And then it becomes uniform and consistent. So the pellets that I ground up is a Timothy based. It's the Living World Green. It's a Canadian brand. And it also has some natural floral forage mixed into it already. Hibiscus flowers, as well as rose petals and chamomile. Now, I haven't done a live like this where I make guinea pig treats in a while. So I thought it was due for doing that. And as far as the amount of like fresh fruit or vegetables that you decide to put in is completely up to you. You could literally choose to do just a plain Timothy based. If I recall, before Tractor Supply went out of business out here in Canada, or in my city anyway, they used to sell giant 18 kg bag of just plain pine pellets for horses. And at that time, I thought about trying to get it, but they never had any in stock. But that's what gave me the idea that I could still make guinea pig treats using the guinea pig pellets and just kind of grind that up. I tried using just Timothy hay dust for it, but I haven't mastered doing that with just the Timothy hay dust because it tends to just continuously fall apart. Whereas, if you notice, sorry, I think I have a frog in my throat. If you notice, with the ingredients that I'm using right now, it is fairly easy. It comes out of the cookie cutter very easily. It doesn't fall apart. So that's the method that I choose to use, but other people can use whatever method they feel like. Your phone died and ended the live. Yeah, I know. That's why I kind of just went ahead and started my own. Well, even if it didn't end, I was going to just mute yours and just let it run in the background on the computer. Because I didn't want to wait until, like, later to be doing this. Because the more I postpone doing things, the more chance of it not happening. Glad the boys are doing really well. Gracie, I don't know if you're still in the chat or not, but regarding humbug, I'm curious, what symptoms was your guinea pig showing? Wait, what? Wood shavings work better anyway? I'm not sure what you're talking about as far as substrate. And my hands are dirty, so I can't scroll up to find out. The cool thing about making also your own treats is you can do the thickness or thinness however much you want. And then if you really want to get savvy with this, you can also choose to, once you cut your, like once you use your, let's say your cookie cutter or whatever to make it, you can line them up on a separate cutting board. And then you can just take a little knife and you can score a little bit on the top. And then that way, once they're ready, if you want to break them in half, you can do that more easily. I got that idea from seeing the Oxbow treats. Anyway. Hello, Katrina. Welcome in. Brooke says, I use litter shavings in my pig's litter boxes. I use pelletized bedding for the rabbit. Mickey's got to wash the window. No problem. You're starting a small business for hamsters, rabbits, guinea pigs in summertime. Cool. What kind of small business? Hello, Britta. How are you? We are making guinea pig treats. I've been saying all week that I've been wanting to do this, and it just didn't get done because I didn't have time. Today is a colder day out, and I'm not going anywhere. So I was like, you know what? Let's do this. We're going to do it on live because I like to change up the lives, you know? Sometimes I like to just hang out, and today's a I'm going to hang out kind of day. But then after we get all these treats ready and set up the dehydrator, we're going to prep the piggies' veggies and we're going to go serve them. So we're still going to have piggy content. You got to be patient, that's all. So I'm just using a little star cookie cutter for this because that's the one I grabbed out of the drawer. And I can't find my flour one. But you don't necessarily have to even use a little cutter or shape. You can just take a pizza roller and cut a bunch of slices and, keep doing it that way and then have little squares. I got that idea from the Small Pets Select Healthy Snackers. But I like making fun shapes with their stuff. It just gives it that little unique personal touch to it. Brooke, yeah, I never did it live. I did record a video doing it though. Huh? I'm glad that you like this. Actually, I think it was. I don't know what notification that was. I turned off my Facebook notifications though. I made sure of that because that's the one that comes in the most. The last time I did a live where I was making treats might have been not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. I do remember doing a collab live with Mickey one year. It was around, I think it was for a Christmas live. And we were both making guinea pig treats. And I remember because the first part of that live, I forgot to change the settings to public. So for a good, probably I'd say at least 15 minutes, we were just talking back and forth, wondering why nobody had even, joined the live. And because I remember sending the link to a couple of people and they're like, I can't find it. And then I decided to go on the computer to see if I could find it, and I couldn't find it. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to have to restart this live because I'm an idiot. Yeah. And then at one point, I was talking to Brooke about doing a collab live sometime, but that never ended up happening. Not sure why. I think we just all got busy with medical stuff with our pigs and such. Hey Shane, welcome in. Welcome in everybody who I haven't said hi to or who hasn't dropped a hello in the chat. I know some people just kind of watch from the outside and they don't really participate in the chat, and that's okay. Although it would be nice if, those people just at least said hi. But, yeah, and then there is well, I'm not going to mention that one because he and I haven't really discussed it yet. But it came up in conversation last year just before Christmas about possibly doing a collab live with this person in this year at some point. But since we haven't really discussed yet how we would do it, what we would do, or anything like that, I just don't want to mention who it's with until details are more confirmed. So Shane, how are my nieces and my nephew piggies? Okay, so our first tray is done. And then we still have half of this left. Well, more than half, actually. So we're going to be doing two different kinds of guinea pig treats for those who just joined and didn't hear the beginning. So the first batch that I'm making here is got carrots and red peppers mixed in. And instead of using the hay dust like I normally would try to, I used the remaining of Bowser and Mateo's pellets because I got lots of pellets for them. And that is the brand Living World Green. It's a Timothy-based pellet, and it already contains some natural floral forage, hibiscus flower, rosehip, and chamomile. So they have carrots, they have some orange and red pepper mixed in here along with carrots. And then the next batch is going to be apple and banana. I've been saying all week that I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do it live so I can share with everybody, what I do at home, one, to help me save money so that I'm not always having to buy the store-bought commercial stuff, but also in case others want to try doing this at home. I don't mind sharing what I use and what I make in it because I'm not selling this as a product. This is for my own personal guinea pigs. I have sent samples out to a couple of friends a few years ago when I first started making them, just to kind of get a feel if other guinea pigs would like it, if I could potentially turn it into like a business or anything. But it's too complicated here. I believe in order for me to do that, one, I would have to have the business like FDA approved and all this kind of stuff, and it just seems more complex than what my poor little brain can handle. So I decided we're not going to go about it that route, and that, I'll just make these for my guinea pigs. And if anybody did want treats, I don't mind making them, but it would be a gift and sent for free. It would not be something where I make money off of it. So, for example, this particular one did not turn out that well. The shape kind of came apart because of the carrot inside, but it's a chunk of carrot, and it's okay. It's a treat. They're not getting this as a daily diet, so it's not a big deal. Okay, Shane says friends are on their way. Love you all. We love you too. Enjoy. Brooke says, I need to get a new dehydrator. I have like 4 orders to fill. Yeah, my pigs are still waiting for their prize. I mean, you technically could use your oven to make them as well. Just, it would be a lot longer of a process because I think you got to keep it in there for a minimum of 8 hours on low heat. Now, at the same time, I am going to have to do a special shout out on my dehydrator because none of this with me making my guinea pigs their treats would have been possible if it wasn't for my friend Summer gifting me this dehydrator 2 years ago. Okay, that's going to be a half star because it kind of went. And this is another reason why I'm wearing the gloves. Because, like, look how messy it gets. I don't want any of this stuff getting stuck inside of my little cuts and wounds that are on my hand. So, it's mostly for, like, sanitation prep kind of thing. Like when you go to a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant, some places it's mandatory to be wearing gloves when you're serving food. So, we're working with food, we're going to wear a glove. The least thing I would want is for me to start doing this and all of a sudden, let's say, just my one little cut gets, caught on the edge of the star, and then all of a sudden I start bleeding. That would cross-contaminate, and then I'd have to throw it out and waste it, and I'm not about wasting if I could avoid it. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then after we do all this, I'm going to be prepping the piggies' veggies, and you're going to get to watch me feed them. What's going to be on their menu for veggies today? We're going to have romaine lettuce. They're going to have some blueberries, because they haven't had any blueberries in about 5 or 6 days. And they're going to have peppers, as usual. That's a staple. And maybe some cucumber. I've already given them some carrot to tide them over because they were yelling at me for like the past hour. And that's only because their routine yesterday got thrown off because I got up early and then I was gone all day. So I gave them their veggies early yesterday. So all of a sudden they're like, Mom, we're hungry. You're supposed to feed us. And it's like, no, Mommy's at home today. So you get fed a little bit later. But that's okay. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Jess says, I need to get a dehydrator too. I'm telling you, some dehydrators can be more expensive than others, but once you get it, like, it is so worth it to invest in it, because not only can you make like actual hay-based treats for your guinea pigs, you can dehydrate stuff for yourself for your meals as well. And let's say you have, let's say some peppers that are going bad. They're starting to get all soft and weird and whatnot. Rather than throwing it out or composting it, you can dehydrate it and turn it into a dehydrated treat for your guinea pigs. Or your, well, possibly rabbit. I don't remember if rabbits eat peppers. I don't think they do, but either way, the point is that you can definitely dehydrate it for your guinea pigs. You could preserve food and make it last a little longer. And I know at some point after this live, once it's like as a public video kind of thing, I know there's going to be a couple people that probably will be asking me, oh, what's your recipe? What's the ratio of what you put in it? And there is no specific ratio that I follow. I wing it. Peppers are not good for rabbit. Too much moisture. Okay, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. I just didn't want to like say for sure in case I was, incorrect. It's been like 10 years since I've owned a rabbit. Keep that in mind. One day that will change. One day I will get another rabbit. Just don't know when that'll be. Granted, it's just like I always say, oh, I don't plan on getting any more guinea pigs. And then all of a sudden, what, like a week later, introducing Ginny and Georgia. Now, Georgia is starting to come around and like eat more in front of me, but not like a whole lot. That's who hasn't posted in a while. Cinnabon. But she's probably busy with the baby. That's probably why. I used to love watching Cinnabon. And I watch One and the Bunny still. My thoughts are, if I'm going to want to get another rabbit someday, I might as well continue watching bunny content and stay up to date with it. I don't really watch hamster content as much as I used to, but I still watch enough so that if I come across posts on Facebook where they have a hamster and I see that it's not suitable, I could at least point them in the right direction and have a basic idea. Okay, the shape is starting to like not work out as planned, but that's okay. You're gonna see what I do at the end with like the leftover little bits. You're gonna laugh. Yeah, I definitely have enough guinea pigs. I have 12. At one point in time, I had 14, and then I said 14 was my limit, and then a couple of months later, I'm telling my best friend, so I just took on 4 more. I have 17 now. And she thought I was completely bonkers. And I'm like, yep, you're right. And then I told her, but I'm not planning to keep all of them. There was one in particular that I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep the teddy. And her name was Blossom. After the TV show Blossom. Anyway, out of all those 4, Blossom is the one that got adopted out. And then Lavender, Winter, and Autumn were foster fails, as they say. So I ended up just keeping them and deciding not to rehome them. Because I had seen the ad and the person who rehomed them to me, I had seen those exact guinea pigs on a Kijiji posting by 4 different people in a matter of 2 months. And then I'd also seen them a couple of months earlier, like 6 months earlier kind of thing. So it got me thinking, I'm like, why are so many people rehoming these guinea pigs? And then I decided, you know what? Nope. They deserve their forever home. I never had intended on adopting skinny pigs because everyone kept saying how much more work they are, that they eat twice as much, this and that. And from my own personal experience, they haven't been, well, I mean, she hasn't been because Autumn passed away last year. But Winter doesn't eat twice as much or anything. They don't use a heating pad. I give them fleece hides that they can hide into, and I make sure that the environment that they're in is temperature controlled at the appropriate temperature. So, knock on wood, I haven't really had any issues yet. That's not to say that it wouldn't happen to someone else's. It just happens to be my experience. Okay, so we've got this little handful left. We're starting our 3rd tray, and we still have the apple and banana ones to make, so we're not going to fill it up too much with the shaper anymore. This is where I take it and I portion it out, and I basically create a veggie flavored Timothy poop. That's what I like to call it. Okay. Something 5'11"? What? Okay, Mickey has 17. Hey, but hey, I still have enough room to add another girl. Brooke has enough room for... Okay, I'm going to put it this way. If we're talking just space-wise, I have enough space to add a hell of a lot more guinea pigs. Financially, I don't. So I am going to definitely stick within my means. Like, actually, Brooke can even confirm this because I sent her a screenshot of it. I had someone email me. They had a posting on Kijiji for 2 girls that they've been trying to rehome since well before Christmas time. Their ad had expired, so they had to renew the ad, so to speak, or recreate it. 2 girls. One of them is literally a gray and white guinea pig. Mostly white, but it still has actual gray in it. And they're like, I haven't found a good home yet. If you're still interested, let me know, kind of thing. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I just took 2 on. Like, I can't just keep collecting pigs in here just because I have space for it. I have to be able to afford it. So I haven't had the chance to respond back to their email yet because there is a few people within Cornwall or within my city area that also help out guinea pigs and take some in. So I'm going to try and get a hold of them and see if any of them are interested in them first. If they are interested and can confirm that they would absolutely take them in, then I will either just forward their information to that person, or I would temporarily take them in and then re-adopt out kind of thing. But I don't like doing that. It's too stressful on guinea pigs. At least I find. That's my opinion, though. And theoretically, my herd's cage only has 6 girls in there right now. Technically, there's enough space to add 2 more if I wanted. But being that my herd are mostly like older and they're seniors, other than Ramona and Casper, who will be 3 next month in March, if I do bond anyone to them, it'll probably be Ginny and Georgia. But that won't be for a while down the road, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's what I do with that one. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to rinse off my cutter so that we can use it for the next batch. Okay, so that's done. I know, you boys want your veggies so bad. You're gonna have to be patient, my love. Patience, my love. Okay, so we can't do that yet. Okay, so we got our banana, which I will open after. Let's deal with the apples. Give it a quick rinse. I'm just gonna use my counter for this part. And try not to cut into the counter. I'm just gonna move that back a little bit so you can maybe see what I'm doing. So, I'm being smart this time. I'm cutting smaller pieces of the apple. I'm also making sure not to get any seeds or anything of the core in it. Actually, I might give them apples to eat with their veggies instead of blueberries. No, I gotta use up the blueberries. Unless I do a little bit of both and then just no more fruit until the end of next week. I could potentially do that. I don't give fruit to them that often. Oh my god, stop calling me, people. Sorry, it's not really an important phone call anyway. That's what's in. Okay, you guys are talking amongst each other. That's fine. Oh, I still have another apple to cut. I'm a dork. I'm a dork. I'm a dork. And you know I'm a dork when I'm singing about being a dork. Oh, no. We don't want the seed. As you can see, you don't want to put those in there. Not only can they not digest it, but the seeds contain, I believe, a type of toxin that is really bad for guinea pigs. There. Okay, I'm gonna get these gloves on now. Let's readjust that again. Hello, Adam. How are you doing? I know most people when they're scrolling through to see like what to do, what to watch kind of thing, they're gonna see this kind of thing, they're gonna see cutting board, they're gonna think it's a cooking channel. But it's not. We're making guinea pig treats. We've already got half of them prepared. And we're going to do the other half. So put that bowl right there for a moment. Nope, I need that space. I'm going to mute the live while I grind that up. If it'll work, come on. Alright. I've got the apple done up. You'll see it kind of looks like applesauce, but with the peel. And this is where I'm just going to mush it up with my hand as best as I can. And if, I probably will have to add water to this one, I think. But maybe not. We'll see. The important thing is to kind of get it all blended and mixed up together as evenly and such as possible. So this is what it's looking like so far. Okay, for a second I thought I forgot to unmute it. I was gonna be like, oh my god, I'm talking to myself. Wouldn't be the first time. Okay, so actually, I don't think I need to add more water. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Consistency seems to be pretty good. Yeah, so this batch is apple and banana flavored. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the flour one. Oh, I see it. I'm just gonna take it out with the whole scoop. This way, by doing the flour one for this, I'll know which is apple and banana and which is the pepper and carrot. And then on the very rare time, I will actually take liquid vitamin C and add that in as well, but not often because it's kind of a waste, since as soon as the vitamin C would hit the heat from dehydrating, it will diminish the volume of vitamin C content. I had cereal and milk. I finally remembered my second favorite hood cereal that I like. Corn Chex. For the longest time, I couldn't remember. I mean, I love Fruit Loops, but now I'm on a Corn Chex binge. So I had that for breakfast, because normally I have egg white, cottage cheese, and grapes. But I wanted a change of pace. Although I might end up having breakfast for supper as well later. But for a snack, I might make some mac and cheese. Something very simple, just a TV dinner. I'll probably do that while you guys are watching the guinea pigs eat their veggies. Now, my camera's not going to be able to show everyone eating, so when we get to that point, I'll have to let you all decide which cage you want to watch. I will tell you ahead of time now, if you say Ginny and Georgia, you'll mostly be watching Ginny eat. But Georgia may or may not be venturous and eat in front of the camera. She eats a lot slower than what Ginny does when it comes to the veggies. So I do supplement her vitamin C just to make sure that she's getting the nutrients she needs. I mean, it's possible she is still adjusting to the new environment, completely new routine and everything. I talked to the previous owner to find out, like, what was their routine, like, because she was barely eating within the first 24 hours. Turns out they would feed her, like, they would feed them lettuce in the morning kind of thing. And then, like, mid-afternoon, they would get maybe one or two more types of veggie. And then at nighttime, they would get something else. What? Your mom got you ice cream. Excited. Lucky you. I want ice cream. I just don't have room in my freezer. And I won't have room in my freezer until spring or summertime, more likely summer, when I can lay 3 of them to rest. Right now, they're in a box in my freezer, taking up half the freezer. In case you're wondering which ones I'm referring to, Marley, Cappy, and Mario are all in the freezer after they passed away, because what else am I supposed to do with them? It's too costly getting them cremated. And all of their other friends are buried in my garden, so I might as well wait till springtime and lay them to rest with their friends. Oh, Ben and Jerry's brownie batter. Cookie dough's better. Cookie dough's better. At least I prefer the cookie dough one. But I don't eat ice cream that often. Apparently, if I eat too much ice cream, it doesn't do me any good. It doesn't like me back. We'll leave it at that. And there was a time where I thought about so in March we have 3 birthdays to celebrate. We got Ramona and Casper for March 15th, but before that is one of the newer girls. I have to look in my book to see if it was Ginny or Georgia. I can't remember. One of them is in October, one's in March. But I think what we might do is just kind of like a communal celebration. I will plan ahead if I can. The keyword's if I can. And I might make them like a giant little hay cake like this that they can just munch on together. And when I do that, what I would probably end up doing, just to like make sure that the herds or whatever, the piggies don't get mixed up, is I would set up my big playpen like I did that one time, but then I'll have a divider in the middle, so you'll have Ramona and Casper on one side, and then I will let the other one with their cage mate celebrate on that half, and just we'll figure it out. I might not even do that part. I'm constantly talking about ideas. This will be your first year without Cookie. She will have turned 5. You have a garden, but you'd rather have them buried in boxes. But I don't know where to get wooden boxes. I don't know if you guys have a store called Michael's out in the US. It's like an arts and crafts store, but they sell wooden boxes like that. I usually put mine in like a cardboard box because it's still compostable. But again, that's just what I do, right? Keep in mind, you're in a small town. Oh, okay. I mean, I know the name of the town or city you live in, but I don't know how small or large it is because I've never been there. So I will definitely take your word on that, but I'm just making suggestions on where you can possibly get it, or maybe look on Amazon even. They might have something that that you can utilize. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago when Coconut had passed away. At that time, she was my oldest guinea pig that I had taken in. I remember when she passed away, someone had donated some funds for me to get her cremated. Because there was only certain guinea pigs that I absolutely, was dead set on wanting to get cremated at the time. She was one of them. And I remember I had every intention and plan to do so until the one day I was out at my friend's house, or with my friends for the day we went out. It was summertime as well, which made it worse. And I came home to find out that my power had gone out for several hours. And there was as soon as I walked in, there was such a horrible, potent smell coming from my house, and I couldn't figure out what or why until I opened the freezer and got hit with it. And that's when I realized, great, even in the rain, I'm going to go outside because it started raining, which is why we came home early-ish. But I had to, last minute, bury her instead of cremating. But yeah, it definitely was traumatizing. It absolutely was traumatizing. And that's one of the biggest fears I have right now, having the 3 that I have sitting in the freezer. I'm always petrified if the power is going to go out, and if so, for how long. Because I don't want to experience that again, and I would never wish anyone else to experience that. Unfortunately, I don't have a deep freezer. I only have the one attached to my fridge. Amazon doesn't have any? That sucks. Trying to think. I wonder. I mean, if you're into like arts and crafts type of idea, you can probably get like some dollar store wooden supplies and like make your own box. But that's, you know, that kind of thing is not for everyone. Not everyone wants to take the time and do all the arts and craftsy stuff just to end up, you know, burying it. You're into arts and crafts too, so that's a maybe. Yeah, so there you go. That's an idea. And the cool thing about that is that if you do that, then like you can kind of add like your own personal touch to it. Like when my husband passed away, we had him cremated. And so the process of that is obviously you still got to get them put into a coffin and then they burn it, right? But I wasn't paying no several $1,000s for a fancy coffin that's just going to get burnt to ashes. So I got the plain basic pine, which still cost $2,000 at the time. And so when they returned his ashes, they came in a bag and then in like a black velvety bag on top to make it more like fancy-ish. And I could have gotten, you know, fancy little urn and kept it as a decor item in the household, but that kind of creeps me out. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm not into that kind of thing. I do have a small vial of his ashes in my lockbox upstairs, but it's in my lockbox, so I don't have to stare at it every day. But when we buried him, I bought a blank photo box from Michael's. It was just a white box. And me and our 3 kids had decorated it with our own personal touch to it. I included photos of each of us in with the ashes, and then each of the kids picked a small little toy that they wanted to send up to heaven with Daddy. My son picked a little school bus. My oldest, I don't remember what she put in there. I think it had something to do with Dora, because she was obsessed with Dora the Explorer. And my youngest, I think, what did she put in there? I think she put a drawing of her handprint. I think. I can't remember. And obviously there's no way to, you know, go back in time and find out, because just no. But yeah, we added all our own personal touches to it. So that's the kind of unique thing about doing like an art and craft type idea for burying anyone. And I'm saying anyone because it could be a loved human being that you lost, that, you know, you got cremated. It could be a pet, whatever, whoever. Those are just some ideas on how you can add your own personal touch to it. I found doing that also kind of helped with the grieving process for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was still a complete nightmare of a mess for 5 years after he passed away. But it, you know, it was just our nice touch. It's kind of like a little piece of each of us still get to go up to heaven with him. And not everyone believes in heaven or HE double hockey sticks, and that is totally okay too. At that point in time, I believed in a higher spiritual being, specific ones and whatnot. But then after he passed away, that kind of changed. And now I am what I am. That's all I can say. We're not going to get too much into religious stuff here. I don't know, do I? Do I know you that well, daughter from another mother? You know, this was actually really relaxing. I mean, aside from the fact that my legs hurt and my feet hurt, but this is nice and relaxing. Well, I am glad I am still like your second mother. That's why, well, no, I'm not going to announce that over here because that's not my place to do that. I'll just say that's why I was surprised to see a certain detail online. And, yeah. That's when I privately messaged you to question that. You're asking where my children are. My children were removed from my care by, well, in the States they're known as CPS, but in Canada they're CAS, Children's Aid Society, Child Protection Services. It's not because of anything I necessarily specifically did, but after their father passed away, my husband, I made some poor choices. I went into a deep depression, and I had no intentions of necessarily replacing him, but I just wanted to feel a normal family life again. And I had let somebody move in with us, which was mistake number one. But mistake number two was the fact that I really didn't know this person that well. I didn't know his background, his history, or anything until it was way too late. But long story short, he did certain things to my kids without my knowledge. And because of that, the kids' safety was in jeopardy. And so CPS or CAS had to remove them. And I did work with them for 3 years to try and get my kids back in my care. But unfortunately, because of all the events that had occurred in such a short amount of time, the kids were extremely traumatized. And they just didn't trust my judgment that I can care for them properly. So they were insistent for, I'd say, 4 years straight almost, that they wanted to remain in the foster home they were at. And I'm not going to go into too much more details about it, because it's a touchy subject, and with keeping their protection in mind and not, accidentally giving out their identity or anything like that, I need to be very cautious with what I say, who I say it to, and so forth. But yeah, I made poor choices, and it was a hard lesson to learn. Do I regret a lot of those choices? Absolutely. Is there any sense in dwelling on that? No. Because dwelling on it is not going to change the fact that right now they are all together under the same roof with the same people, same foster parents, and I get their annual photos and their report cards each year. They're doing well, and I am beyond proud of them. Even though I haven't talked to them or seen them in about 4 years, I am extremely proud of them for everything they have accomplished, will accomplish, and I look forward to the day that hopefully they one day will want me in their life again. But until then, I am gonna continue living my life. And my life right now includes 12 guinea pigs. And I do have goals and aspirations for the upcoming, or the rest of the year, I should say. I still want to get my dentures, but I'm going to be calling the dentist sometime at the end of this month. I've been waiting for the warmer weather, because the dentist needs to remove a bone spur that's sticking out of my one side of the gums, because it's pretty painful when I chomp down on it with any food. So if they have to do any settings to get the dentures prepared, it's going to hurt. So I need to call the dentist to get that sorted out, and once that is sorted out, then I can call the denturist back and get my dentures set up and on the process of being made and everything. And then come income tax, I'm hoping to, I've been saying this for the last several years now, but the absolute plan is, even if I have to do it through a third party, But I want to apply for my pardon. It's going to cost me quite a bit, so I got to use my income tax money for that. But applying for my pardon will help erase the record that I have, which is part of the many mistakes I made in that 5 years. So those are my goals and aspirations for the upcoming year. You had a bone spur in your wrist? Ooh, that sounds painful. Huh. Weird. Oh well. Sorry, I was looking at something outside of my window. Someone was carrying some kind of like bath chair. You still technically have it, but it's gotten smaller somehow. Well, that's good. That's good. We're almost done with these guinea pig treats. Well, as far as like prepping them. Then you have to dehydrate for 8 to 10 hours. I always put it in for a little bit longer just to make sure that the moisture is completely removed from the dough. Exactly, but that's why I wanted to get it done now. Normally, I would just like prep them at nighttime and just let the dehydrator run overnight when I'm sleeping. But sometimes that gets me paranoid. Like having an electrical item running while you're not paying attention to it. So if I do it now, then it'll be ready like well before I go to bed. So that'll be perfect. And then it'll be ready in time to give the guinea pigs a treat before bed. Oh, and one thing I've also discovered you can do for those who do make their own treats or want to. So you know how you've seen those like Timothy kebabs where you have like an apple wood stick or a wooden bead, and then you'll have like a Timothy treat, a round circle or a ball or whatever. You can use whatever shape you want, but you could essentially do the very same thing at home with your dough. And all you gotta do is before you dehydrate it, take whatever, like let's say, just a little thin piece of wire, even, and you just poke a hole from the top through the bottom on however many pieces you want, and it'll dehydrate that way, and then you can make your own Timothy kebab. But again, not everyone has the time to do this kind of thing because most people actually have, jobs outside of the home or school or whatnot. So I'm just kind of giving ideas to people who do have the time, or when they have the time, if they want to try it, if they have the supplies. There is no shame or anything in buying store-bought treats. So let me just make that clear to everybody. Okay, we're getting to that last little nitty-gritty stuff, so we're going to do this one as like a bit of a thicker one, like that, just round. And we are done with that. I can do dishes later. Let's get that there. Let me throw the gloves out. Yes, we're going to get your veggies ready, piggies. And take a sip of my drink. Mateo, was there any point in you moving your house all the way to the other end of the cage? Okay. Okay, let's unplug this, put this away. I think I can do it. Yeah, I can put it away without knocking into you guys. Let's get this dehydrator ready, and then we gotta sanitize this counter before I get veggies ready. Okay, time. We're gonna do 9 hours. Temp, we're gonna go 145. And start. There we go. So I got a disinfectant wipe, and we're just gonna wipe down the counter anyways. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know where everyone else is. It shows me that there's 5 people watching, but there's only like 2 of you talking. Well, Jess said that she was here, but kind of going to be busy, so she won't be chatting as much. So I know she's still kind of listening in, or at least just letting it run so I can get watch hours, which is fine. I don't know where Brooke disappeared to, but probably check. I think Brooke said something about having to get veggies too, so she might be going to get her veggies ready for the herd. Or, no, she's off today. That's why she was doing the bonding. I think. Or she was supposed to do it yesterday, but then ended up taking Shakira to the vet. I don't know. I don't know. And normally I would say it would be nice if people said that they're leaving just so that I'm not, like, lingering around waiting to see if they're still here. But I've got a bad habit lately of doing the same thing. I'll leave the stream running, but then I disappear. And then people could be talking to me and I don't know they're talking to me because I'm off doing my own thing in the house. So I can't really get mad at anyone for that. Oh, I gotta put payments here. Okay, let's see. Curly parsley. They had dill the other day. So we're going to do romaine. We're going to do peppers. Okay. I'm going to get that in this bowl. I'm kind of on the lazy side for chopping, so we're not really chopping up anything today. So you're going to have to tell me which set of piggies you want to watch eating. Do you want to watch the boys? Do you want to watch the new girls? Do you want to watch Lavender Winter? Or do you want to watch the herd? You want to see Lavender. Okay. Oh, Esclata-san, welcome in. How are you? You're chopping up green peppers for your babies. Awesome. I'm not really doing much chopping. I'm going to just kind of break the lettuce in half momentarily. It's kind of a lazy one. My feet are hurting. I've been standing for the past hour. We just finished going through 2 different flavors of guinea pig treats that I made on live. Now we're going to just kind of prepare the guinea pig veggies here. Okay, I should get the boys' portion set up first. Sometimes I portion it out into their own individual, like, veggie bowls, and sometimes we scatter feed. Today we are going to just scatter feed. Now, the new girls don't really eat a whole lot of veggies in one sitting, so, or at least Georgia doesn't. Jenny will eat and eat and eat and eat. But that's okay. If I remember correctly, I think Ramona and Casper used to be like that as well. Mickey says she'll be right back. I am good too. I am. I cannot complain. Okay. There we go. Peppers, that one. Okay. Let us go upstairs. While y'all watch the guinea pigs eat, I am going to come down and make something to eat as well. And sit down because my legs hurt so much right now. I don't know what I did, but my one hip has just been hurting a lot. Okay. So I can sit you up right here. Seriously, Winter? This is supposed to be in the tunnel. Hi, Lavender. Okay. Green. There you are. Veggie time. We're going to kind of stagger this a little bit. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to go downstairs and eat, and then I will turn the live stream on the computer so that I can kind of at least see the comments and still kind of interact a little bit. I'm back. Are you trying to yell at me, Lavender? That is hilarious. Here's some blueberries. Gotta put some blueberries. Okay. I'm just gonna put the blueberries in your food bowl. Yep. Oh, you're right there. You're right in front of my face. Okay. Let's move on to that cage for a few minutes. Okay, so the piggy that everyone was looking at before was Savannah, I think. You get Savannah? Yeah. And Casper. Who's having a rumble party? Ah, Lavender and Winter are having a rumble party. Wonder. I've got crazy ideas going through my head. Yes, I do. I got crazy ideas going through my head about cage upgrades. Eventually. Oh, I forgot it reset up their humidifier. That's what I forgot to do this morning. Let's get that going. Let's get that going. Friday. I gotta call my mom today. Otherwise, she's gonna end up calling me tomorrow when I'm busy. Oh, girls, don't fight. Silly, silly girlies. Alright, we got one more cage to take a peek at for a few minutes. But, and they're both in here. There's 2 piggies in here. We got Jenny, and we got Georgia. We're just going to put it right there. My hippo is so cute. My hippo. Oh, Winter, my skinny pig. You've tried free roaming, but they keep pooing everywhere. They are litter trained. Okay, that makes no sense. Either they're litter trained or they're not. Oh, Mark is live. I gotta go hop on his live shortly, so we're gonna keep this going for like another 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna end it. I also gotta go downstairs to the basement, switch over laundry, do more dishes, because it never ends. Oh, I'm done. Why are you up to the table? Okay. I feel like so there's no happy medium with that because of the way this is. It's fine though. Oh, I did forget some zip ties in that spot. Oh well. Oh well. Okay. Come here. Come here. Go say hi to everybody. I know you've got bedhead. I'm sorry. You've got bedhead, don't you? They are litter trained, but where I'm trying to free roam them, they're not using their litter box. Well, yeah, because they have no control over their poop or their bowels. They are literally like raining chocolate sprinkles or Pez dispensers that are automatic. Like they don't have control of it. They could be in the middle of trying to sleep, and I don't know where you'll see a little coffee bean come out of their butt. Or, yeah, just basically litter training guinea pigs is next to impossible. You can try to encourage them to do most of their mess in a little box, but they will still poop wherever they feel like it because they poop where they eat and where they sleep. I'm sure you can possibly see the poops that are on their bed there. So yeah, they poop. Well, yeah, rabbits are different though. Rabbits, like, hey, rabbits, even though they have a similar diet, they're still completely different. With a rabbit, typically, once you spay or neuter them, you can litter train them the way you would a cat. But for some reason, guinea pigs are not the same way. Guinea pigs literally poop every 10 minutes or so, and they pee every like 15 to 30 minutes. Come here. Come here, Georgia. They would never free roam my... What? Oh, you're trying to free roam your rabbits. You didn't say that at first. Okay, well, in that case, is your rabbit spayed or neutered? Okay, well, that'll be step one, is you're going to want to get them spayed or neutered. It'll help with litter training. And secondly, when it comes to rabbits, okay, my legs are hurting. We're going to make our way down because I'll be ending this live soon anyway. But with rabbits, when you're trying to litter train them, you want to start off in a small space. And once they show that they've been using the litter box consistently and all that stuff, like, you can try with rewarding them with like little hay biscuit treats or something. If they have an accident outside of their litter box, like let's say they normally are very litter trained and then all of a sudden they're not, then get them to the vet because they could have an illness going on that you don't know about. Anytime you find stray poops outside of the litter box, pick them up and put them in the litter box where you want them to do their thing, their business. Because that will show them where their scent is supposed to go, so to speak. And the last thing that I have for advice on rabbits is if you're wanting to eventually free roam them, you would need to start off with a smaller space like an X pen or whatever and gradually give them more space. That is the tips and advice that I have learned by watching Len and the Bunny and Cinnabon, as well as the pig room, because he's got bunnies and he's got a fair amount of experience now. So that's the information I can tell you about that. Get them spayed or neutered. Start off with a smaller space. Gradually build their space bigger. But if they are not spayed or neutered, the likelihood of them being fully litter trained is going to be not as great. Now, I haven't owned a bunny in like 10 years, so that's why I watch bunny content, so I can keep up to date with it, because I would like to get a bunny again someday. But in order for that to happen, I need to stop getting guinea pigs. Not because of a lack of space. It's the financial aspect. No matter what species of animal you get, it can get costly. So, that being said, this has been a 2-hour live. It's been tons of fun, but there are other creators that are live right now, and I would love to go hop onto their channel and actually have the audio on. So I can't do that unless I end this live. So thank you all for watching, and we will see you again next time. Possibly tomorrow. Not sure what we'll do tomorrow, but maybe it'll be cage cleaning, maybe it'll be just get the guinea pigs, maybe it'll be a floor time. We'll see what we have time for. But thanks again, and see you next time.